Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God Chapter 383 of Season 2 Episode 303. Sorry this is up a day later than I usually want to have it up. I want to have it up on Tuesdays, but I keep constantly running behind. Once I get more into a better sleep schedule and better upload schedule, these should be up on Tuesdays, but as I said like months ago, I don't mind waiting until Wednesday to do the review if I think that I can take more time to answer some of your comments and read some of your comments on the live reaction, have more time to read over it and take more notes. As long as I had that, I don't mind taking an extra day to make sure that the review is more informed. Either way, let's talk about this chapter. It was really good. I don't know if I would say if it was the best one lately, but it's definitely up there, and I think some of the panels are now some of my all-time favorite panels from the series itself. The one of Zahard holding Lecalicus in its second form is really cool, and the best one ever is the Cosmos panel. That was a really good one. But, oh yeah, and a bunch of Baam's different forms and abilities. Panels with them were cool. But either way, let's start from the beginning and discuss this thing. This could actually be a massive chapter in the grand scope of the series. Like if I had never read this series before and was also a couple years in the future and I was just marathoning the first 500 chapters or something, I'm sure this would be like a really good one way up there. That's the kind of feeling I get from it. But from where we are now, it's like, oh, that was really good, but it's been really good every week lately. So we'll see how it goes down in history, like if it'll go down as a high point. Like some of the high points for me were early Volume 2, late Volume 1, actually most of Volume 1 really. Things like the Dollar Show was a monster high point for me. It was so good. And I feel like this fight will kind of go down as one of the high points in Tower of God. Either way, let's talk about this from the beginning. So Baam has the new blue shield. He compresses it back down, and I think this is kind of what Zahard was talking about when he's like, oh, he can't control his powers yet. I think he was just trying to make his blue ore or whatever, his new blue ore, which is the blue shield, but it was so powerful that he just made it so big it cut through the entire stage he was standing on. Then he compresses it down to be the size of the normal blue ore, but it has this black shinsu swirling around it, and it leaves this black trail behind it as it flies around. So it looks really cool, and it'll look even cooler later on in the episode. So I'm not sure if this is really... The way I think it's going down, because he has the wings later, I think the wings are for him personally, but I don't think this is the last we'll see of this form. He'll probably use it again to like stand on or to carry like his companions and friends around on and stuff. I still see the platform version of the blue shield coming back in the future. But Baam goes after the exposed core that was in the stage. Lots of S sounds in there that was screwing with me. But Zahard is faster, just like instant transmissions over there pretty much. And he uses Lecalicus' second form called I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Coelacanth. Coelacanth, and it is red now. It's a piercing shot with shockwaves around it, and it sends Baam flying, and then we cut away from that. I don't mind cutting away here because we left on that panel of Zahard pointing Lecalicus, which I think is good because that's like, you could see that being like a cliffhanger at the end of a chapter if things were paced differently. So I think that wasn't a bad place to cut away if we were going to have to do it. But Rak's provocations work. The mirror starts to go after them to attack. But then Rak and Kun have a tag team move that both freezes and petrifies the scale, and they get pulled into the hidden floor, and the panel that they leave on there looks so good. I absolutely love that panel where it's like the hidden floor is upside down, and Kun and Rak's group is right side up. That look, even though they're like floating in the sky above it, it looks so good. I really like that panel. Then what else came next? We get back to Zahard. He destroys the core. Baam is a bit hurt from that attack and realizes that even like spreading his orb out like he did before, he can't block the Coelacanth attack. So Zahard uses the Coelacanth attack again. It's a really fast straight shot, but instead of just being a normal kneel fast straight shot, it has those shockwaves around it. So Baam, even though he dodges the second attack knowing he can't block, he still gets hit by the shockwaves. Zahard then reveals that he has the remote Shinsu control too, but he has like a crazy number of bongs, like so many that I don't believe they were even all on panel. There's no way we could count the exact amount. And he's like tries to go in with all those against Baam. Baam uses the orb defense mode. Then he develops the blue shield even further, turning it into a wing form where it was like the two shields were producing black Shinsu wings for him. So that was really, really cool. One thing that was weird about it is it seemed like Baam was a little bit confused that it happened, which I didn't like. I would have liked it more if he was like purposefully like, yeah, this will make it easier to fly around. But it was more like he was like, huh? Well, they're wings now, I guess that works for me. It'll be easier to fly around. So it's like it's something that just happened out of his control and he decided, yeah, I'll go with it, rather than some plan or some technique he came up with, which I think is a little bit like weaker than it could be, but it is what it is. Then we have Cosmos, which again, one of my favorite panels ever, when we see Cosmos with Zahard and then it goes down and we see Baam at the bottom of the panel. It looks so good. Probably one of my favorite panels in the whole series at this point. Zahard brings up that he knows Huang's plan, but they'll die once the scale is broken. So Zahard has some kind of plan or something in mind, or some sort of contingency, or maybe he just knows the scale's holding this place together and the entire hidden floor will collapse without him, or something like that. That's always a chance that I see happening. Also, we haven't talked in a while about what it might be that what's-his-face that Hobadao Gustang wants. Maybe it's the mirror on the scale, actually, because it can turn data to people and people to data. Maybe that's what it is. I was thinking it was a person, just pure speculation and theory on my part, but maybe it is actually the scale mirror. Then either way, Baam actually gets hit by Cosmos. Cosmos like demolishes a chunk of the stage, hits Baam, but Baam is able to absorb a lot of it. Even though like we don't see him really get hit, we see the stage crumbling, then we see Baam there as the Shinsu is going into his orb as he's absorbing it, but he's also noticeably more bloody and beat up after that, so we know that he got hit by at least a chunk of the damage from Cosmos. Then he vows, because Zahard says, it's my destiny as king to rule over people and have these contingencies and plans and stuff, and to control everything in the tower. And Baam's like, well, if your destiny's to control, and if the Zahard on the outside, because of his destiny to be king, because of his destiny to control, he's killed and tormented so many people because of that. If that's the way it is, then I'm going to destroy Zahard's destiny. So we have that, and a lot of people are bringing up that that's kind of like almost like what FUG wants him to do, to just be a slayer, just go along with it. So I've said before that I think FUG's not that bad. I think Baam and their sort of goals will align eventually, but I don't think they'll ever really join up together. I think that FUG has kind of gone too far in a bad direction, even though they had originally good goals, and so I don't think Baam's going to ever really truly join with them. But I do think he's going to be trying to take down Zahard. I mean, he said as much here. Then actually we cut away from that. The scale catches a bug. Huang has no idea what they're doing, which I was like, okay, this is a good plan. Huang has this thing planned out where they're going to change what the mirror does, and they're going to use that to make it so they can all escape. So I figured that meant Huang knew a ton about the mirror and everything. But then when it catches a bug and stuff, Huang says something along the lines of, oh, this is good, I think. And just that made me think, I've lost all confidence, all faith in Huang now. I'm like, I thought they knew what they were doing. I thought they knew about this. But no, Agro, Agnes, Rack, all of them have gone in with this plan that, yeah, maybe the mirror won't make them real. Maybe it will kill them all. So yeah, I honestly thought Huang knew what they were doing, but they don't know what they're doing. They have no idea. Joaquin is now Albatross, and I was right. I was like, I'm pretty sure Rack called him something before. He called him Squashed Rice Cake, and then when he got taller, I'm pretty sure he just called him Rice Cake because he wasn't squashed anymore. So he was Rice Cake, now he's Albatross. Then we get the reveal, and it was cool and all, and it might be a big moment later on down the line once we see how this all plays out. like if Agro-Agnes actually does die, but I just feel like there's no way. There's very little chance of that. So Rachel put a bomb in Agro-Agnes's heart when she healed him before, but I just doubt he'll die so much. Just because he's got main character plot armor, he's got these new powers that he's developing, and I don't think they would kill him off while developing that. Now, would it be a ballsy move and actually kind of cool? Sure, but I feel like there's a ton more that the character can do. We still haven't even had all of his development with Maria. Oh yeah, there's no way. I just feel like there's no way Siu would kill him all. There's still the development to be had with Kisaya and Maria and all that. So yeah, I find it pretty much impossible to believe that he's in any actual danger, which makes this twist not work as well on me, because I feel like he's not in any real danger. It's not like before when she killed Akraptor and Prince and I was really devastated and upset, but they were believable that they could be killed off. At this point in the story, it's not too believable to me that Agro-Agnes could be killed off. Maybe after we settle the stuff with Maria and Kisaya, then I could see it happening. Even if he didn't settle things with Edwan, and that had to be something that he passed that story along to Baam or somebody, and Baam was able to, in his place, take down Edwan or whatever, and then maybe install Ron as like the new good ruler of the family or something. If something like that were to happen, I could see it happening, but while there's still the stuff with Maria that hasn't been settled, I just find no way that Siu is killing him off. I don't believe it whatsoever. So it kind of makes it so there's not really a lot of tension there. It's kind of just a joke, something to laugh about, like, oh, she's not killing him, of course. Also, I love how in the blog, Siu says, Rachel finally accomplished something, but even then, she's not going to accomplish something. And to me, it kind of made Rachel look stupid, because she's like, I was waiting for the right moment to detonate this bomb. It's hard to say bomb and bomb a lot in the same review and have them sound distinct from one another. But of all the times she could have detonated this bomb, all the times she could have killed him, this seems like a dumb time, because they still don't know if their plan with the scale worked out. So what if her killing him ruins the plan and she screws herself over in that way? It reveals her hand as evil when she could have been sort of playing nice with Baam's group and kind of get them on her side a little bit, make them sympathize with her, maybe even win a few of them over, and then she would have even more power because of it. And one of the biggest things is, what if now Mazano's like, I didn't like what you just did, and blows her into complete oblivion? What if Mazano doesn't stand for that? Or what if Huang is like, you know, I'm a big breeder too, but I'm like a real legit big breeder, and just deletes her ass? Or even, what if all of this does work out and they all get outside? Let's say she did kill Agro-Agnes. Actually, hell, whether she did or didn't, the fact that she tried to, once they get out, if this succeeds, when they get out of the floor of death, or floor of death, the hidden floor, she's going to be surrounded by Baam's allies and outnumbered by them. Yuri is going to be there. So betraying them at this point in time, using that bomb at this point in time, seems very stupid when she could have just left it in there. Hell, left it in there for a long time even. Maybe if their bodies stay the same when they go back out into the real world and that bomb stays in there, just leave it. Leave it there for a bit. So yeah, this makes Rachel seem really, really stupid to me. There's a whole lot of reasons why, if you have a kill switch, if you have a bomb in somebody's heart, there are so many ways you could do that and not get caught, and do it at a time that it benefits you, like if you had to escape from them or something. But at this point, this doesn't help her at all. In fact, it hurts her a lot. She's doing it very conspicuously in front of everyone and announcing her evil plan. An evil plan that we know via metagaming that it's not going to actually work. So yeah, this makes Rachel seem like a really dumb villain. So I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's one of the most confusing things for the series for me, and I just find it really, really funny. It might be important later on and it's a really cool reveal, but at the same time it's just funny because you know it's not going to amount to much. So yeah, just a dumb move. Then at the end, Baam realizes that he is outmatched and that he can't handle Zahard. So he goes all burnt chestnut form by igniting the thorn and stabbing himself through the chest with it and turning into Black Shinsu and wrapping himself around the thorn, but the blue shields and the wings stay there. And then yeah, he transforms into burnt chestnut form. So I think I said at the end of the live reaction, I'm thinking maybe this will be somewhat similar to Joe's Thrissa form. That makes sense to me. Then some blog info in the blog, some things I thought were important. Siu said that this fight is kind of like Baam playing, like using a video game analogy. He was saying that this fight is kind of like Baam challenging a boss that's way above his level just to grind some XP from fighting it. Then he also jokes around that Baam learned Harakiri from Haku because of how he got stabbed himself through the chest. And he jokes that the thorn is kind of like doping for Baam. And also, again, more joking around from Ziyu, saying that Baam will return next week in burnt chestnut, because chestnut and Baam is the word for chestnut, even though it's used as knight for his name. There are a lot of chestnut puns made about him throughout the series, like when the Guardian says that he has a tasty name. So yeah, Baam is burnt chestnut form now. And for my thoughts on the chapter in general, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I thought the fight was really fun. All of Baam's abilities are awesome. They all look cool. And I like that their development, I don't think they're random power-ups. They're development. I think that's good. Zahard actually looked pretty powerful and awesome this time, where, as I've criticized a lot of the time, where Zahard is... his fashion sense, he's looked kind of lame, and also a lot of the time he hasn't looked all that powerful. Sure, he's been like completely demolishing people, but just something about him never seemed that powerful, whereas now it seems like, okay, he and Baam at the same point in the tower are on different levels. He is a few levels above Baam, and Baam has to pull out all the stops and then some just to even keep up with him. Which I think is good, obviously, because Baam needs to not really win this. He needs to either lose or the fight gets interrupted, something that causes him to say, okay, I need to develop more. Because if he's at Zahard's level already, if they're at the equal footing at this point in the tower, then it feels like all he has to do is coast to make it up the rest of the way to the top. We need to show the differences between what makes Zahard special and what makes Baam special. So I think that's good, and Zahard looks really cool and powerful here. For the first time, really, to me, I guess. Also, the Kunai Agnes and Rachel stuff is just funny to me, because it's cool as a reveal and all. I just don't think anything's going to come of it. I don't think Agro Agnes is going to die, and I certainly think it makes Rachel look pretty dumb, really. I'm actually going to give this 9.2, even though that's not even really a criticism because of how entertaining it is. Even if it's kind of like nothing's coming of it, it was still incredibly entertaining. I'm giving it 9.25 heart bombs out of 10, because I gave last week a 9. I had the criticism of the cut seemed kind of weird, and this was better than that. But I also don't think that this was as good as 2 chapters ago. What was it, like 381? Because that was the one where there was this common thread, this theme throughout it, of Baam fighting like himself, Baam finding himself and deciding that this is my power, I'm not going to use anybody else's style. There was that common thread throughout the chapter that this one didn't really have so much. It was very good, and I don't want to give it a 9.5 like I gave that, because I think that was better, because they're both really good art-wise and really good fight and combat-wise, but that one had more of a central theme where this one didn't. But it's kind of a small thing, because this one was just that good. Especially the art, man, those panels. So yeah, that's it. I enjoyed it. I loved this week's chapter, and I hope you did as well. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, or I can talk to you there. Or if you want a link to the Discord server to talk to me or more of us on Discord, then just ask and I'll give you a link to that. But that's it. I'll try to answer more comments as best I can and have the Haku up within the next week. So yeah, either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for everything, and I'll see you all next time.